what's up? It's Yvette. I'm coming back at you with another video. In today's video, I am going to show you how to make chow mein. You can make it pretty much however you like. It's very customizable. You can put in a lot of veggies, take out some veggies. You can put in meat, take out meat. You can do it pretty much however you like. If you didn't see last week's video, it was how to make a slow cooker chicken and some vegetable rice, and I gotta say it was really good. I was so pleased with how the chicken came out. It was just pulled off the bone, and if you haven't seen that video, you should definitely check it out. If you want to see how I make today's chow mein, then just make sure to keep on watching and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Alright, now as always, I'm going to start off by showing you some of the ingredients we are going to be using in today's recipe. It does have a lot of different varieties. You don't have to use all of these. You can definitely put different ones in or omit some. But I bought this organic red rice pad thai noodles and also this organic brown rice pad thai noodles. I think for today, the brown one is appetizing me a little more, but I'll definitely give this one a try at some point in the future. Oh, garlic and onion salt. There's the adobo. Also, I'm going to be using some nutritional yeast from the Bragg's brand. I really like cooking with this every now and again, especially when I do vegan or vegetarian meals. I am going to also be using what's left of this soy sauce and also this Bragg's liquid aminos. It is a soy sauce alternative, and then some bay leaves as well as some oil. I'm just going to be using my virgin olive oil today. And I'm going to next show you the vegetables that we're going to be using. These as you want. I have gotten started on a little bit of these. I've peeled my garlic, as you can see. I've got some carrots that I need to chop up, but I've already peeled them. I do have some potatoes, which we will use in the recipe, but because I'm prepping this a few hours before I cook, I am going to hold off on this. Also going to be using some mushrooms, some tri-colored peppers. This will actually be my first time using broccoli, so we'll see how that turns out, as well as bean sprouts. I have not used bean sprouts before in this recipe, but I thought it would be a very nice crunch. And lastly, some celery. I've used chayote in this, if you guys know what that is. It's a green little, in my opinion, potato-like veggie. I am gonna get this stuff washed up, chopped up, and then we will be ready to get started. Alright, so this part of the video is going to be voiceover. The reason is because I decided to do laundry at the same time that I was chopping these, so you'll see me just cutting off the ends of the garlic here. I am also going to be just finely chopping them so I can get ready to mince them, which you'll see me doing here in just a moment. Very nice, very nice. I did end up using a disposable plate because your girl did not want to do any more dishes. I was kind of done by this point, so that's what you see me doing here. And up next, you're going to see me cutting up an onion. I did end up using 2 onions for this, and what I did is just slice them down the middle and do quick little thin slivers. Just be very careful while you're chopping this, but thin little slivers will work just fine, and you can break them up into little slices if you like before you throw them in the pot, but I ended up just doing it in the pot. Whatever you prefer, again, just thin little slivers is what you'll want to do here. So next, I am going to show you kind of motioning that I'm going to wash those peppers that you see right there, and they were a little bit oblong or abnormally shaped, so I did my best here, but what you'll want to do is just get the seeds out, as you can see here, and kind of cut them as best as you can, again, and very carefully, into thin long strips, and not everything is going to come out precise. You just do your best, as you can see me doing here, to get them into nice thin and straight slices, or as straight as you can get them. So that's what you'll see me doing here. In a minute, you'll see me starting up the carrots. I just cut off the end of the carrots, and if you can buy them matchbox or matchstick form, that'll be a little bit better, but if you can't, that's perfectly fine. Again, there it is. As you see the bowl growing, it's kind of cool in the end there. When I show you, it's just kind of cool to see the footage that way. But if you can get a matchbox or matchstick type carrots, that's going to be a lot easier. Every vegetable is a little bit different, so you just kind of have to find a way to make them pretty symmetrical, or as much as you can, thin little slices, and cut them in half to get them into be similar strengths. And you'll see me just doing that with the carrot there. And next I'm moving on to the celery. I'm just showing you my progress there so far. I always cut off the ends of it, so that's what you'll see me doing here. And it's not going to be perfectly symmetrical, but you just do your best. Again, you just want to cut them into thin, long slices and throw them in. It's basically as simple as that. 4:50 right now, and I'm getting ready to start cooking. Hubby's going to come home soon, and I want to have this ready before he comes. I wanted to show you all of it chopped. It looks like a fabulous little dish. You can see the little rainbow here, the garlic and onion chopped up here, and then of course the sprouts. I am gonna work on chopping some potatoes, and then we're gonna get started, guys. So you just kind of chop it up into kind of wedge-like pieces. Not too thin, but also not too thick. Okay, so that's what the potatoes look like. And now we're gonna get on to the actual food. Okay guys, so I was just about to get started filming. My mom called me, so I wanted to make sure I took her and spent some time talking to her. But we're gonna start, and we're gonna do a little bit of multitasking here. I've got some water already boiling, waiting for the noodles in there, and get it going. There's one. And it says on the package to cook it for about 3 to 4 minutes, so I'm going to look and check every minute or so. I am going to be using these veggie crumbles in the chow. Alright, so the pasta's been boiling for about a minute or so. I'm going to get this started, and I'm going to start by throwing in my onions here, as well as the garlic. And I am going to let those start simmering a little bit and kind of start to sweat. I'm going to break up the onions just a little bit. I am going to put a little bit of virgin olive oil on there. And I'm going to put quite a bit because I don't want it to stick to the bottom. So let me turn this on. I'm going to turn it to about a medium, a little bit higher than a medium heat. Let's check out the noodles and see how they're going. Wow, they cook super fast. So I put them in like literally 2 or so minutes ago, and they're already pretty much cooked. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this off actually, and I'm just gonna leave it there. Try to do this with my left hand so that it doesn't disturb the footage too much. So they're just starting to get nice and glazed up, but they've still got a ways to go. Okay, so now that it's starting to sweat out, I'm actually going to add some bay leaves because that just makes all the difference when it comes to seasoning this. Using this brand of bay leaves from Badia, I always like to throw in quite a few. Now that I've got a little bit more oil in there and it's very definitely moist and sweated out, add my potatoes into there because they're gonna need a minute to cook as well. And we wanna make sure that these get cooked very well. Still want them to maintain their thick texture, but we do want to get them cooked through so they're tender as well when you bite them. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with the seasonings. I'm gonna start out with this Badia garlic salt that has parsley in it. Going with this McCormick onion salt. Bragg's liquid aminos. And some soy sauce. And it looks like a lot, but believe me, it's not, because there's gonna be quite a bit of chow mein. And I'm throwing in my soy sauce as well. Grab a little bit of the pasta water and throw that in there so it can kind of deglaze the pan a little bit. But you can already see the potatoes are doing really well in there. So now I'm gonna add my other ingredients. I'm gonna add these celery leaves for the rest of the veggies in here. Camera angles to see if that would help as far as filming. And this is the best that I could do where it was still comfortable and manageable. So I hope this is a good view for you. We've got some broccoli in here, we've got carrots, we've got peppers, celery, and mushroom, as well as that potato that was already there. I don't know if you can tell from one clip to the next, but the pile has already shrunk because the veggies are starting to cook down. I'll add a little bit of this Goya adobo because I think it's gonna need a little bit of that salt. The Bragg's nutritional yeast seasoning, Bragg's, into the pot. Can't go wrong with Bragg's, it's vegan, y'all. So the vegetables are cooking down quite a bit. What I'm gonna do now is I will add these bean sprouts and we'll go from there. So now the bean sprouts are in. I'm gonna drain now the pasta that's been cooking for a bit. Make sure to get all that goodness up in here. So as you can see, the vegetables have cooked down quite a bit. And as I mix it, I don't know if you can tell there is definitely a little bit of a broth down here, which is good. It's not a bad thing to have. And get those incorporated into the food. It's gonna build your arm muscles, I can almost guarantee you that. Make sure you got your oven mitt so that you can grasp onto the container and be able to mix. The last thing left is for us to add in the vegetable meat. So I'm gonna get that opened and put it on there. I had this meat defrosting, it's from the Morningstar brand. It's the Veggie Meal Starters Griller Crumblers. Right now I'm adding in the crumbles. And as you can see, they still need a little bit of time to defrost and cook, but they don't take very long. That's the nice thing about these. They look, in my opinion, a lot like ground beef, but the nice part about these is that they cook a lot faster. You won't even miss the meat in this recipe. And I'm gonna add a little bit more, potentially, of garlic and onion salt, just to make sure this bad boy is seasoned well. And it's starting to soak up quite a bit of the juice. It does take some work, but it's very, very yummy. I think your family will love it. And this makes excellent, excellent leftovers. So you just want to make sure that you stir occasionally because this can definitely get stuck to the bottom if you're not watching it. And you want the heat to distribute evenly. Oh, I've never made it with the broccoli before, and the broccoli looks scrumptious, I tell ya. So that ends this video, you all. It turned out so good. My husband really liked the dish, so I'm very, very pleased. I hope you'll give this recipe a try. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe. Take care, y'all.